Thank you for stopping by Lance B's channel here. We're doing Fallout 4. I like to talk about my mod list actually. 2 years ago, when I first started playing this game, I had no idea about mods and load order. And once I got into mods, it's a whole headache in itself, really. Because you gotta make sure certain mods will not interact with other ones, and so forth and so on. So 2 years, this mod list I have right here has been in the making, so to speak. 2 years in the making. I can turn that on finally. I got quite a few mods here. We'll start from the top. And a lot of these mods are like fixes or add-ons, and it's a nice little mishmash. So we'll start with, I noticed one thing when I did my research. Everyone says get the unofficial Fallout 4 patch. And I did, since if you have all the DLCs, which I do now, that's a great patch. I guess whatever they did a good job, because I have had no issues ever since I got that on Fallout 4 patch. The second one I got is the Master Plan. The Master Plan is a master file to smaller mods, and we'll get to those. The USO base game adds a lot of the building that you see around the whole game: structures, statues, floors, roofs, textures, a bunch of stuff. That comes in pretty handy. Commonwealth Buffet, which is basically adds more recipes to your cooking station, so you don't just have a limited amount of cooking. Adds also DLC recipes from other, so it gives you a nice variety. The armor and words. Yeah, words. I'm having an issue with today. Armor and weapon keywords. Um, I know that is a master plan for a workshop that you can, a lot of modded clothes that is not normally in the vanilla game. I have that. 3 under 4 MB doesn't take up a whole lot. Settlement electricity overhaul, which is great. You can adds a lot more um, power to your um, settlement. More options to say. Um, the armor chrome paints legendary, which I thought that was kind of cool. I just added that. You don't need the armor weapon keyword mod. That's just that you can. It automatically just goes right into your armor workbench selections. A lot of the armor is kind of dull, so it's nice to switch it up with you want like a chrome looking kind of armor. Nice little, gives a nice little selection. The Luminous Workshop lights is the one I have after that one. It makes the lights brighter. I use a lot of spotlight, not spotlights, but lamp lights. Is it street lights around my settlements? And the original vanilla lights are the brightness is not that great. It's very dim. Especially you'll see further on, I use darker nights mod. So that way it's nice to have a little bit brighter lights at night. It makes it look nice too. The Armorsmith Extended, which is a framework that can coincide with the armor and weapons workbenches. I don't know exactly what it does. It tells you in the description it adds a bunch of, better protection and minings and so forth and so on. But it's very useful. The USO Season Pass is a add-on basically to this USO base game. This gives you all the DLC um, objects that you've seen throughout the other DLCs, Far Harbor, Nuka World, and this adds it to your workshop. And then the UCO base game, um, that is a adds more selection to colors and stuff to your workbench for armors, better weaves, ballistic weave, and so forth. And the USO Season Pass, just like the USO Pass, it has all the DLC um, items you can upgrade. Nuka World Settlements. Nuka World, I like Nuka World DLC, but I didn't like the fact there's not a whole lot of settlements you can build besides the Red Rocket one and a couple smaller places I wasn't really too crazy about. This adds quite a few new places to make settlements at in Nuka World, outside of Nuka World especially. I really dug it, and I had no issues with bugs or crashing because of this mod. I've had this for quite some time actually. Thick excavations makes that big hole in the ground right near Sanctuary Hills into a settlement. It comes with a quest. You have to, when you first start, the trick is when you first start a fresh game with this, you have to have this on disabled. The only way you can activate it is after you talk to the guy, you drain all the water at um, the quarry, and then when you come back a few days later, you kill his cronies. There's a bunch of raiders in him. Um, kind of set up shop there, so you have to take them out and him out. And then when you leave there, you can exit out, activate this mod, and then I suggest you to, I don't know, go to another location and then turn this mod on, to think of it. Because when you're at another location, as soon as you go back into the game after you activate it, you get uh, a, a message saying so and so is putting a bounty at a new guy who's taken over Thick Excavation. So you have to go and kill them to get Thicket. Well, I'm having this shit talking. Public school. To make into a settlement. So as soon as you get rid of them, you also get a specialty weapon after you kill Thicket. That's the name of the guy, isn't it? Yeah. Thick. If you defeat Thick, what a name. And you can get his Thickway rifle, which is basically a modified rifle with which is pretty cool. Roadside Pines Motel Settlement is a mod that you can add another settlement into the world right before in Nenet area, which is almost like you might as well just call it, what is it, Deathclaw Valley over there, because there's Deathclaws all over the place over there. It's right before you get to the Golden Sea. But it's a great place to make into an outpost for this place right here. The Natick, I'm butchering that name, I'm sure, power plant that is just a little bit further down and on top of the hill, which is like a power plant. You can make into a settlement there, and that's, I mean, right before you start getting to the Golden Sea. So that's like the power plant is like the edge of the Golden Sea. Um, and in my playthrough, that the Minutemen kind of take over that area for supplies and power, and to supply and help with the other settlements across under Minuteman care. So that's the reason why I have these two in particular, because um, I can use that in my playthrough as my lore. Wicked Workshop is that's another settlement right next to Abernathy. Lakeview Terrace has a new place. Lakeview Terrace, I always forget the name of it, but it's right across the pond from Co-op Tidings. That's right over there, and there's three people. There's already three settlers or living there. You can add to the location as soon as you get open the workshop. And one of them has a laser gatling. So if you're a new playthrough and you're a young player, that laser gatling comes in. You can trade that laser gatling that he has, that you can give him to something. You can give him a pistol while you take his laser gatling, and I think he has one or two fusion cores on top of that. So that's a great start. That's a great weapon to start a game playthrough with. Hangman's Alley Extended says for itself. Hangman's Alley, it just makes the area bigger. Jamaican Plain Expanded, same thing. Instead of just around that house, you can build around it. You can build pretty much the whole town. You can make into a settlement. Um, there's certain things that you can delete, certain things that you don't. It just won't let you, but you can definitely um, picks up a nice big area. You feel like, okay, this place is worth taking over. The Dead Wasteland. Oh my god, the Dead Wasteland is an amazing mod. I use this quite a bit for. Um, they have a lot of defense, crafting, buildings, options that you can't find in the vanilla game nor the USO side. I mean, there's like I don't know how to explain it, but they just have a lot of great items that I use in my builds. The signs of I cannot spell this name. What is this nonsense? Gruffids, signs and posters. I love this mod. Adds a bunch of new signs. If I have like certain um, Vault-Tec guy, and once you get him from Good Neighbor and send him over to Sanctuary, you can have him. I have him making a franchise of his stores all over my settlements. There's special posters they made for him that you could put onto his trading store. A lot of great ideas. You'll see them too further on in my walkthroughs of my settlements. If you're tired of the original radio station or World Tunes, that's actually you can get that on. You can listen to that on YouTube. That's how I ran up on it. And it has a craftable radio, so you can put that in your songs. I thought that was a nice added feature. But if you notice these three right here, the Dead Wasteland, the Science Posters, or World Tunes, they take up a lot of memory. So, but they're worth it. They're worth it. Vanilla extensions, actually, that's another one that I grew to love. They have so many more things to make nice wooden structures, homes. Instead of just plain walls, they have walls with windows. You can add windows. I mean, door options. Love it. Renovating the furniture. I don't know about you. I've played this game for over 2 years, and it's nice to have some nice furniture. Sometimes you can choose from when you make your player home and wherever you want to make a player home. Because after so many playthroughs, it's great to have this post-apocalyptic feel, but it gets kind of old. I don't know. That's just me. I after a while, I'm like, I don't want to deal with sit on a dirty couch anymore. I want something that you look like you got from IKEA or something. Something. Give me Ashley's furniture. I don't know, but I really like that. It breaks up the monotony of everything just so dirty looking. Settlement objects expanded. All DLC for Xbox. This has a lot of cool stuff that I didn't think I was gonna like this mod too much, but just the little things like you can add a water cooler. The vanilla water cooler looks like it's empty. The the, the big water jug of water that it just looks like it's empty. This version gives you one that it looks like there's bubbles in. It makes these little air bubbles in the water cooler. Just little things like that they added that I thought, well, yeah, that looks really cool. It makes it more immersive and more realistic feel. Better Stores. I got the Better Stores 1 and Better Stores Far Harbor um, expanded. I don't know what's they have what livestock animals. Okay, farm, a guard wolf, tanning rack, store decorations. Um, cool. But the Better Stores I really love. It has great signs that I use um, all the time. A great way to make money is that you can um, grow marijuana and be like the king of the the king of cannabis in this game, and how, just one just one bush, you'll start making some coin. I'm not kidding. It's ridiculous. Like it's helped me so much to like buy more supplies and without having to scavenging as much. And that's just one little thing they have in there. And you can even add little um, marijuana smoking utensils to your as clutter and like little water pipes and whatnot in your homes. I thought it was a nice touch. I was like, is this a little water pipe? Oh my God, this is. Nice little touch there. But G2M Workshop has actually pretty cool stuff. Um, Better staircases. They give you actually those beautiful spiral staircases um, instead of just those straight down staircases. So it gives it a nice touch. There's a lot of neat um, stuff in there uh, that really adds to when you build your so do it yourself. I love do it yourself. Um, when I found this mod, I thought this was the greatest thing ever. That you can decorate your bookshelf. Any other one in the vanilla, you can't decorate these bookshelves. So the ones in Sanctuary, there's no point to. They're all busted up. They're all busted up. But these, you can add bookshelves, and you can fill them with certain things, cooking to food to clothing to just little knickknacks to decorate. Goes it has options like full to half shelving. This clutter, uh, different options of not just bookcases, counters. Uh, so that way you can add it to your stores, and it looks like they actually have stock in their shelves. Gives it a little bit more of a lived-in working environment. It's just a great mod. 19 less than 20 megabytes. It's like a no-brainer. Bob's Iguana Diner. That's a new one. I thought it'd be nice to maybe make a certain settlements might have like just a diner motif as their main staple of their settlement. Modular kitchens updated. You can add more options to your kitchen. Even the overhangs on where the stove is that you see in the original sanctuary house. You can add. They have those options now in different colors, rainbow colors. I have to commend them for that. Crimson Riders unique furniture. This has quite a few things that I thought was kind of cool. They have the printing press for the public um, occurrence, but they also have the stand that you the stand of public occurrence that is where you see Nat, the sister, kind of standing on it and trying to sell newspapers. They have that for your settlement, so you can have one of those stands for the public occurrence, and one of your settlers could have the job that look like they're being a news girl. So I thought that was a nice little touch, and they have tons of options uh, that the sellers actually perform duties. They look like they're working on things. I mean, they did a good job on that. GOT, we're not talking about Game of Thrones. Gatherers Out There. Gatherers Out There adds a hunting station, a herbal station, and crafting stations. You can use your current crafting stations and pay a little money into it so it works with the GOT and adds a little bit more usefulness to the crafting stations. The hunting station is really cool because if you get a settler or someone who's good at their job, you'll notice a lot of payback on that. They'll pick up. They'll tell other non-working settlers to go with them so they can gather more. They'll unlock locations that you haven't unlocked yet, um, and you actually see these characters just leave the settlement and not come back until they have something. So I thought that was really nice. I had a touch of just them walking around aimlessly in the settlement, like, dude, what are you hunting? Nothing. Are you gonna hunt a squirrel around here? But no, this mod I was really impressed on how the detail on that. The rainbow flags, I wanted more of those flags in my game. Minuteman morale pack. Obviously, I'm a Minuteman type of guy, so I wanted more propaganda for my. It's a great mod. Uh, Red Rocket Reborn. It's under the master plan. You can basically rebuild a red rocket at your location at any settlement. I use the power armor workbench all the time. You know, basically 99% of the time because it looks like it's hanging. The power armor looks exactly like how it was in the main screen. It's hanging on two metal clips, chains. I mean, so I use that workbench a lot for my power armor. Summit radar station adds a radar. You can see if who's near your settlement, and it just shows up as little red diamonds on your in your vision, in your I don't know what you call that, in your hub, HUD, hub, in your hub. That way you know what direction is that. Is it one, two, three enemies, or is it? But it also comes with some amazing little drones if you want to. Um, the drones are great. You just put one or two drones on opposite sides of the settlement. It would really they go to as long as the radar sees it, they will go to the enemy. So that way the enemy don't have to start attacking inside. They'll start attacking the enemy before they get too close to the area. Um, I know I'm sure some people think that's kind of cheaty, but you know what? It's nice, especially if you're away from this settlement and you get that message, a settlement needs help. Well, you'll know in the back of your mind, hey, I got those drones that are going to help me out. Housekeeping Scavenging Deluxe adds more scavenging stations, and that also can coincide with the GOT outfit mod. Mad Kia. No, I didn't say IKEA. It's Mad Kia. And it comes with a settlement that looks like a old. It looks like an IKEA. It really. It's funny. Um, with a huge parking garage, multi-level parking garage that you can actually, that would be the perfect zone. I mean, it gives you that car garage will give you plenty of space to have your sellers live in. And plus, it has some great furniture. It has some. I love the beds, and the room dividers, and some of the plants are worth its weight in gold. And it's only 6 megabytes, under 7 megabytes. I mean, come on. I was like, I couldn't pass that up. Craftable cats. I got this because Abernathy's cat always got killed one way or another under Batman rules. So, well, let me get this cat just in case. Oh, their cat bites the dust. I can replace their cat and others, and I can always add a cat to any future settlements too, make it a little bit more lived in. 100 canvas painted prints. I love this. The prints. It's so I use it all the time because they have big pictures. Looks like restaurant menus, power armor pictures that you can use in your armor vendor stores. Gives a little bit more, you know, visually makes it more appealing. Uh, Tons of stuff. Silver Shroud. Once you get the Silver Shroud costume, there's a big Silver Shroud poster. You can hang in front of the mannequin clothes rack with the Silver Shroud armor as soon as you acquire it for just like a trophy purpose. I mean, that's what I use it for. Provision supply containers. This is such a great thing, especially uh, if you set one down. I set them always down in Sanctuary, and anything I put in there, if I set another of those provision supplies at another location, like 10 Pines Bluff, for instance, it's like the cloud. All you have to do is open that same box you just like in Sanctuary, and the same items that you put in that from Sanctuary, it's in it over at 10 Pine. That way you don't have to run back and forth. Oh my god! And it comes with different variations, so you can one box you can use as armor, one box you can use for weapons, another one for chems, food. I mean, so forth and so on. So it really just makes it really nice. I recommend that, and that's what under 5 megabytes. Yeah, I mean, hello. Advanced Element Turrets. What does this say? It's just Advanced Element Turrets set. um, this has a lot of great. You don't even have to add power to them. They just start automatically working as soon as you put them down. It comes in so handy, especially when you get to a new settlement and you're under fire all of a sudden without um, realizing it. You put one of these down and they start defending your settlement as soon as you put them down without any power. I don't care if someone says that's not immersive. It saved my ass many a times, and I have no issues with it. Guard towers, two 10 megabytes. Yeah, that was really small. And they give you a nice selection. I kind of use them for my regular guard towers, the low ones in the vanilla game, like a shelter. Um, and a lot of tower options you can make, so that way you can see overhead. You can see have your security see a little bit higher up. You know, talk guards. Nuka Cola and Vim displays. This is a great little mod. It only kind of kicks in after you complete the first mission in Nuka World, which is you go in the tram and you go through the gauntlet, and as soon as you get past the gauntlet, this you can start using this mod in the workshop. OC Decorator Dispenser. Um, it's great to add. There's some things you can get an OCD decorator. OC decorator. So if you put in the dispenser, um, kick it over to workshop mode, it's static. It won't move. Your dog can try to knock it over all she wants. He wants. He or she. I don't know what the dog is. I think it's a he. Uh, he won't knock it over. And he's a hurricane, let me tell you. Tornado. Cigarette in the mouth. It adds a nice little um, visually. I always have a cigarette in my guy's mouth. It just looks more like old western type of thing, like Clint Eastwood. It's just it just stays in his mouth the whole time. It is no animation. Just it's almost like a part of the attire, you know. But it looks pretty cool in some points. Solar power. Add solar power to your power. More options, basically. I kind of like this. This is one of my newer ones I added. I really, instead of just putting down, a lot of times I don't have enough um, to put a huge power generator up. But a few of these on top of the buildings really came out pretty helpful. Snap Beds Light. This is great when you want to try to fit people. The bunk beds work as bunk beds. They're some bunk beds in the vanilla games. You could have two beds on the bunk and only one settler will sleep on it. What is the point of having bunk beds then? This one, they was each individual bed is considers one person. So you plug a bunk bed up, two people can sleep on that. And then you can have almost like army style, a row of 3 bunk beds, and you have 6 settlers right there in one house. They have some of this. They have a bed to sleep in. Custom crafting stations. There's some couple things that I like in here that adds nice little motif if you don't want to have a whole custom modular kitchen. Um, a few things. It's only 151 kilobytes, so that's really why I kind of keep that around. Makeshift furniture is a great mod where it has outhouses, a nice selection of outhouses instead of using the barn outhouses. If you want to have bathrooms and stuff like that to show they need bathrooms, well they have a couple of those Polensky radiation tubes and remade into uh, outhouses, which I kind of really dug that. So put a couple of those in the settlement. It looks like okay, well, they got their bathrooms ready. Said, and they have a couple tubs in there too. That's a nice little option. Wild plants, drinks, and blah blah. What does that say? Wild plants, drinks, and chems for the settlement. I can't. Um, it just adds more selection. Now you can, when you harvest those wild plants, they actually have a purpose now. Hallelujah. I don't know why they didn't do that in the vanilla game, but hey, Bethesda, right? Workshop player beds. That way, your player can have a bed to sleep in when he's out trying to save the world, and all the settlers are not taking up your bed. It's nice to say I have my own bed. How nice is that? What a what a novelty. But now this way, you set up a bed that your character can sleep on it exclusively, only. You won't have to. I've countless times before I got this mod. Sellers always sleeping in my bed. I'm like, damn it. And MD Wolf shipping services. You can. I really enjoy it. You can buy ammunition, uh, food, uh, different things that you can't normally buy in bulk um, from a lot of the vendors. You can instead of getting just 10 44 rounds, you can order a bunch of 44 rounds through this shipping thing. It just looks like a mail postage box, and I enjoy that. Auto sell everything. That's how I sell everything. That's how I get rid of everything. You put your items in there, and it will calculate how much the I think you get, what is it? They take out 5% of the value for their whoever the vendor is, this the invisible vendor fee, and you get about 80% of the retail value, which is not bad shit. When you start out with a fresh game, any kind of money is worth a little bit. So I always recommend that. I've had that for over a year now, and that has never left my mod list. Cat furniture, self-explanatory. OC decorator and DLC. You can put some more, add a little bit more lived-in feel to your settlements, which is great. Place anywhere, that is a great, great thing. Oh my god! Before you, stuff will be like hovering over ground. Now you can actually have it look like it's placed correctly. Now we're getting to the end of the workshop thing. I didn't want too many workshop items because it already takes, with this amount of workshop items that you see here, starting here. It's quite a bit of stuff, and just that alone, it going in and out of workshop, it takes about a minute and 8 seconds. And normally, I can't. What was it? The vanilla, maybe 10 seconds, even less than that. It goes in and out of workshop. It's so fast. But if you want actually some decent stuff, it at least takes a minute and 8 seconds. I've been up to a minute and 45 seconds before, because I had a few more workshop ones, and that was a little bit too long for me. I was just like, oh my god. I've heard the horror stories that people, sometimes it takes 4 to 7 minutes to go in and out of workshop. I could handle that. No, we're not doing that in this house. Moving on, workshop rearrange. This is a great mod. This actually rearranges everything that you have up here into subcategories. That's easier to find. But this is one of the mods that it will slow the workshop opening up process. This is one of the mods this is the reason why it takes a minute and 8 seconds, because it's doing all this extra work that these mods are not doing. So I have to take that into account for. These are patches. Workshop rearrange, master plan patch, reinvented furniture patch, USO patch, USO performance boost patch, and now we're getting to the modular leather, the armor and keywords workshop. Modular leather armor. It gives you more options to change the color, and it's really good mod. 25 megabytes, can't beat it. Modular road leathers. Gives you more options of that instead of just having a road outfit with a heavy leather jacket. Now it gives you a lot more options, and you can still look pretty wasteland ready. Rick Grimes sheriff outfit. I had to get this. I wanted to reminisce of the early Walking Dead days, and this is they used one of the old gunners, colored it, and made it into a Rick Grimes officer outfit from season 1. I like it. I mean, it just gives me those Walking Dead feels. Dog Meat's backpack, great. It looks great when he and I and whoever other companion I have on the road collecting scrap. It makes it look more realistic that he has something to carry on his back when we're scavenging. Mobile mechanic. This is actually a great little mod. The only thing I have to say, it glitches out when it's in any DLCs. Very few times. Not saying all the time. Um, I noticed it more in Nuka World for some reason. Every time I try to scrap, maybe you can use this mobile mechanic to for your pile armor, cooking, leather, armor, scrapping. I noticed when, especially with the scrapping, it's more glitchy. A few times when I was at Nuka World trying to break down the scrap, it would crash or sometimes freeze. Um, so I stopped using that in the DLCs. I haven't used it in Far Harbor. I never had the chance yet, but I did notice it in Nuka World. So other than that, it's a great mod. I really enjoy it. West Tech tactical gloves. I had some really cool gloves. I mean, the detail in that is great. Tactical flashlights. Um, I love these things because the Pit Boys doesn't give out enough light, and this gives you. You can even enhance it even more in the not robot workbench, the armor workbench. I think it's armor because you get them. You can create them in the chemistry station. This and this and this and this. This you actually find in the basement in Sanctuary. That one basement. And the jetpack, the cross jetpack. I swear by that thing because I can't really use power armor because I'm always too heavy for power armor. So I use this with some free fall leg armor, and I'm good to go. I'm like Boba Fett in Star Wars. Just zipping around in the air. Comes handy in battle. Provisional backpacks is great when you add a provisioner to your settlements and you see them on the road and you kind of can tell that's one of your people from a distance. You can tell by the backpack. And it looks cool. Freemaker, if you can't find a certain thing or you want it right now, any item in the game, base to DLC, that you can find it on there. This is one of the newer mods. It's a Fallout 4 Miami edition because Fallout 4 Miami's coming out soon. The quad barrel shotgun. I kind of like the shotgun. I'm not big on shotgun. Excuse me. But it works out great. It's powerful and it kicks some ass. Devil Mix 3. I like this gun, but in the thumbnail, it's kind of deceiving because it looks like it's red, like blood color red. Assault rifle. When you get to it, not so much. It's just black. That was the only thing I was disappointed as the explosive rounds. Um, the the sighting on it is really interesting. Um, you don't even have to really change the sights on it. It's actually come pretty um, OP at the beginning, but you still have options. You can always upgrade to tactical. But yeah, the only thing is it's not red. The red would be nice since it is to have devil in the title. I thought it was just those little details. But anyway, I digress. New improved deliver. I hate the deliver in the vanilla game so much, and this is you can get this as soon as you leave the vault at 111. You have a decent weapon laying and that structure right next to where you find the button at to go back into Vault 111. I guess it's a shed. I don't know what it is, but you find it right in there on the stand right next to that button. Red band eyewear, just some cool sunglasses. They look like real sunglasses. It just adds to the appeal. The game, the vanilla sunglasses look plastic, like just cheap, not very good. So these red band ones are really cool for 20, well, under 26 megabytes. It's definitely worth it. Automatron Protectrons expanded. If you're feeling nostalgia for the Securitrons from New Vegas, here you go. There's a mod for that when you get the robot workbench. You can make your own. And tanks, miniature little tanks. I use these as provisioners when I get the robot workbench. See them zipping down past you when you're on the road. It's funny. Just watching a Brahmin chase after, keep trying to keep up with these little tanks is just to die for. Real metal power armor frames. It just adds a little detail, makes it look like it's real metal. Gator claws of the Commonwealth. I thought it's kind of silly that the gator claws are only in Nuka World. It didn't make any sense to me. Like you tell me no gator claws could have made it outside of Nuka World, so this gives gator claws an option to. There's a chance that you can come across one in the Commonwealth. I like that. More map markers. I like this one. There's a lot of places you run across that you're like, what is this place? And you know there's some kind of story behind it. So this kind of gives you um, someone marked certain locations that you come across in the past. So you're like, what is this? In the title, it kind of gives you a backstory of what it was. I like that. Visible nature city markers. It comes in handy because normally I like to get McCready as my first companion right off the bat. So I'll leave um, Sanctuary as soon as I leave 111, not 911, 111, and I'll go to Good Neighbor, pay $250 caps for his to start following me, and then we'll end up back to Sanctuary, fast travel back to Sanctuary. So that comes in handy. No more duplicate chems. They all look different. I like that. No more duplicate nukas. Every nuka has their own color or bottling. Love that. Commonwealth's flavor apocalypse. I'm still trying to figure out what all that. I guess. Oh yeah, in the Commonwealth, you can get all the Nuka World and Vim and stuff like that. They'll end up in the Commonwealth. That's really why I got that. I've had that for so long, I kind of forgot I had that in my mind. It's just been a mainstay. Upgrading to crafting, you can add legendary effects. If you need free fall leg armor, boy, you got it right here with this mod. Love it. Any armor on any clothes. You can wear a tuxedo with robot armor over it. Legendary effects. Um, hats with masks. It adds a bunch of new things to it. I like that. Gatlin laser ammo fix. Oh my god, should be a must-have if you like laser Gatlin uh, guns. The biggest complaint I've ever had on the laser Gatlins. If you use power armor and use them, you go through so many used um, fusion cores. You have like almost 20% used fusion cores, down to 5% fusion cores. You'll have like a big long of just unused fusion cores. It doesn't finish the fusion core, so this will fix that problem. It changes the fusion core into a different kind of, what is it they called it? I can't see it right here on the screen. It changes it into a depleted core, a DC. Um, so every so it will use up the whole core and not just use most of it and then kick it out and then it goes back into your inventory. That's so useful. It's such a waste. especially if fusion cores are not easy to come by. Buff Minutemen, just gives the Minutemen a little bit um, more powerful. Lever action reload fix. It fixes the reload action instead of just adding one bullet. If you shot one and you just add one, it would just, if you shoot one, it adds five. Now, this way, you use one, you shoot one, you just add one. You shoot three, you add three, not five, three and five and five and five and so forth. Lever action shotgun mod. Um, I'm not big on shotguns, so I thought, why not lever action? Maybe I'll use this a little bit more. I like it. Lever action rifle, 3 times more damage. That's a little bit cheaty, but you know what? I love the lever action, and a lot of times when I get to a high level, I want an ass kicking lever action. Can't help it. Improvement in artillery. It just makes the explosions look so much more, just so pretty, so pretty. Uh, Commonwealth 2.0 Raider overhaul. It gives um, more of a. It gives Raiders a little bit more of a distinction. They're not wearing the same stuff over again. They might see some Raiders from the Commonwealth, and you see some with mixed in with armor from Nuka World, or some Raiders will wear an armor from Far Harbor, so forth and so on. So I thought that was a nice little touch. Commonwealth 2.0 Lazy Murphy just adds more stock to the vendors you meet throughout the Commonwealth. Clean suits fix. I like the clean suits, and sometimes when my player likes to go with the railroad, he wants to wear a nice black suit, like the Men in Black. So this actually fixes those dirty black, allegedly clean suits into clean suits. The Creation Club graphic T-shirt. It's a fix. A lot of these mods are fixes because Bethesda doesn't know how to fix shit. This actually, you can put armor on top of the graphic tees. What a novelty! Gas masks and helmets, including DLC. You can add masks to a lot of the helmets that you couldn't do before in vanilla. I don't know why, but there's a fix for it. Jetpacks improved this way. It doesn't take any AP. You can fly as far as you want without using up any of your AP. Especially I use a jetpack on my guy. A minigun rebounds. This is why I was looking at, and I thought, oh, I want the minigun. I want to use it more. It's not that powerful. Got this. Well, now the paint jobs I can have on my miniguns don't work. So either I get rid of this and I can have my paint jobs back. I might just have to do that actually. I might actually have to disable it since I'm thinking about it. Because that's fine and all, but I want my paint jobs. I like that. I have Adam Cat's paint job. And that Adam Cat's paint job, flame paint job on those miniguns, so sweet. So, anyway, at least tweaks and fixes. In the description, it adds a lot of stuff. Renames all the bobbleheads. You can find them and put them in the display a lot easier instead of just hunting, pecking, hugging, pecking. And a lot of other tweaks she added there that was so useful. Crafting material and carrying carry weight ring. Okay, well this is cheaty, but when you I've played this playthrough so many times. It's like when you first start a new playthrough and have to fix up sanctuary, you don't have to do a bunch of scrap, hunting and pecking for scrap like a homeless person right off the bat. That takes so much time. So this way you get, with this mod, you get a toolbox with each kind of material up to 2,000 each, and you get wear a carrying ring that carries up to 20,000 pounds. I mean, you can carry a lot of stuff with this. That's the reason why you can't really use power armor. That doesn't really hurt my feelings. I'm not a power armor guy. I know a lot of people who play this love power armor, and hey, this might not be the mod for you. Settlement management software has a lot of cool stuff to check out. Settlement menu manager. I'm still learning about all that actually, but some mods need these two to for them to work. So that's the reason why I had to get them. Cheat terminal comes in handy. Um, the cheat terminal. I love the cheat terminal. There's other the cheat room and all. I didn't care for that. But the cheat terminal never let me down. HUD framework, so that way I can use the clock, so I can tell what time of day is from day to night. Companion status HUD. That way, whoever's with me, I can see who needs help, who needs a stim pack. That comes in so handy. The Fast Brotherhood of douchebags, Brotherhood of Steel. It brings them to the Commonwealth without having to go through the whole catalog thing. You just find Dance, help him on that one mission at the beginning, and then as soon as you finish that mission, you say, yeah, I'll join you. And then 6 hours gameplay later, the Brotherhood still entered the Commonwealth. And so you have to go all the way to, find Valentine and have to go get Kellogg cornflakes and kill him. And then the Brotherhood triggers to come into the Commonwealth when you leave that building. Saves all. They come in the. And a lot of times I like to fight them, so that's why I want them to come. I'm not a Brotherhood guy. But anyway, Finch Farm and Grey Garden Overpass. I like this because you can actually add more, have a better selection where you can build on those little pieces of land that has a big overpass over them. More companion slots. You can have one human, one robot, and dog meat with you. So that way you have like a little posse following you around. Which comes in handy when you're surrounded by a bunch of jerk offs, so that comes in handy. Open carry provisioners. Before they just kind of walked around without this model with their arms dangling by their hips, ready to get shot in the face. This way they're carrying their weapon right there. Native people of the Commonwealth. This one right here made my game into the Wild West. I never seen. There's always fights. Before there was like, a little fight here, a little skirmish there. No. You gotta look over your shoulder everywhere now, which I'm not complaining. It adds a little bit more spice to the game. I really enjoy it. And they could become your settlers too. They stay around your settlement long enough, and you kill all the bad ones. There's quite a few of them that stay around your settlement. You can make them into settlers without even getting a beacon. Icebreaker settlement. Settlers adds a little bit more dialogue to the settlers instead of that repetitions. Same basic, boring jargon that you always hear at the beginning of all the vanilla games. Their settlers, they fight a little bit better and they last better in battle than the original. Open carry settlers, same thing with the provisioners. Deadly gunners of the Commonwealth just kicks up the dodge with the gunners. The gunners are supposed to be a fierce mercenary group, and they're alright, but this actually makes it a little bit more deadly. Revived settlements, Oberlin Station. I'm so sick of looking at Oberlin Station. I'm hoping this will kind of pizzazz it up and give me more ideas on what to build around that land. Phi Light Vanilla only, and Phi Dark. I'm probably butchering that. Phi Dark Vanilla. Okay. This makes the nights darker, and this makes the lighting. Is that what it is? Yeah, it's a lighting mod. cleans up most water and allows water to be darkened. Blah 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 blah. It looked cool, but I wanted the darkness night. Dark Knights. BS defense. This will give your settlement a fighting chance when you're away from it. When you see those pesky, your settlement's under attack. If you have plenty of defense, you have more chance that you can keep on doing what you're doing without going back, and they can defend themselves successfully. I recommend that, and it's compatible with the Fallout 4 patch. Enhanced vanilla body EVB. I like that because it's a better looking elf underneath. Underwear, rugged McCready. This makes McCready more of a better looking presence. 2K Galaxy and MIP mapping. I don't know what that is, but I don't know what the MIP is. But the Galaxy, it makes it look so much better at nighttime. Seeing that. The Scrap That Settlement all in one. Scrap That Settlement extras. I swear by these two. I use even scap, settlement cleaning, and pillaging. I don't know, but it works. Scrap, just simple scrap. Like nothing will scrap. These two will not scrap those mole rat holes. This will get rid of mole rat holes, like at Red Rocket, Starlight, and Skeletons. For some reason, these two, if you don't have this, it won't take up the skeleton. I don't know why. I don't know why I've had an issue with that. Boston FPS fix for Nuka World. God, that's like 70 megabytes. But it's helped quite a bit though. No more wetness. This makes sure when you're inside of a building, you're not still seeing rain coming inside your home. Wow, science. Crafting blur remove every time you're in the crafting station, you don't get to see that annoying blur. It takes away that blur. I haven't any issues with that. Disable God rays, that helps with my FPS too. Disable lens flare, that has helped with my D&D FPS. Fallout 4 FPS overdrive. I've had these right here, for almost 2 years. I've had no issues with this. It's helped so much. Faded Glory. It gives a little bit more depth to the soundtrack in the background, to the original vanilla soundtrack, ambient music, I guess. I've started so many playthroughs. I don't have to sit through the whole pre-war blah blah every time. So I have a skip pre-war Sanctuary. You don't have to talk to the wall guy. You don't have to wait to run down to the vault. It cuts all that out. You wake up when you get when you're in the tube. You make your you create your character. You leave. You take some coffee from Codsworth, and then it cuts to you leaving the tube, and then you start the game. How awesome is that? Anyway, this is my whole mod list. 2 years in the making. I'm very proud of it. I haven't had any issues with it. I hope you check it out. It gives you a lot to selection. But yeah, this is Lance B. You'll see more Fallout 4 content coming up. Settlement builds, playthroughs, and hope to leave some comments, subscribe. Alright, thank you so much, and y'all have a great day, and be kind to each other. Thank you.